Hey, what's going on, fellas? Just today we're doing a video on some DHCP relay. Basically, when I first set up my network, I put it in, I put my server, I made my DHCP scope and everything on my Cisco router. I have a Cisco 7301 router that I have in my stack over there. But today, I put my scope in the Windows 2012 server. So I want to show you how to do that because pretty interesting. I thought. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, simple, but interesting. We're going to be using the DHCP servers and using a scope. I'm doing a /1 and 6, which is going to be a 192, which is a 255.255.255.192. It breaks up the addresses into 4 subnets. So basically, I'm doing that for my lab purposes, so on and so forth. But we're going to do a scope, and we're just going to see what happens. I have a scope running for my main network now, but I'm going to try to install a scope for my lab part of this. So let's do it. Let's jump on. We're going to jump into the server here, like we're right here right now. The one thing you want to know, you're going to need to install this, so the actual service on the server. So let's go into search. I know my face is in the way, but you're going to type in under the search bar, which is up in the right corner there. We're going to do server manager. Server manager is going to pop up just like that. Now, if you're doing a fresh installation, the one thing you really need to know, fresh installation, you're going to want to go, it's not going to say DHCP in the list here. I've already installed the DHCP service on the server, okay? So we're going to go manage, add roles and features. When you add roles and features and you go to install this, the one thing you're going to need to know is you're going to need to either disable your network cards or you're going to need it to turn off any DHCP servers that are on your network. It will not install a DHCP server if it senses one in the network and it's running. It will not install it. It'll get an error every time. Nobody said that. But nobody said that in their videos because I figured you could install the service and then turn it on. It wouldn't turn on, I assume, but it won't even install it. Period. Like I figured if it didn't have an active scope, you could at least install the service itself. It just doesn't work that way. It must be a fail-safe or something that they have set up. So we don't rogue DHCP servers or whatever on the network. So remember, you're going to go up here, add roles and features. You're going to go next, next, next. It's going to come up with some little check boxes. You're going to checkbox DHCP server, install, and then you'll come back to this screen here. Okay, I apologize, but it's already installed, and it's a pretty simple task as long as you don't have a DHCP server on your network, or you disable your network card. All right, so now it's installed. We're going to go here. We're going to go DHCP. Now it does take a minute. It's a super, this is a super fast computer here. I need to get a new hard drive. I think I just threw some hard drives in there, older, so it is what it is. But I think I need to just update that so it's a little quicker. But let's give it a second here and it'll pop. All right. See, there's a little glass right here. See it right there? A little glass means it's thinking, and it's thinking. Yeah. Come on, baby. Let's go. All right. Come on. It'll pop here in a second. What'll come down, you'll see IPv4, IPv6. So it could be a server for any one of those. All right, here it pops. See? So now we're going to go here, IPv4. See, this is my current scope here. Let's see. All right. Address leases. It shows who's got what, on the network. Kind of neat. I mean, this is not installing the scope, but I figured I'd go through it anyway. So here's all the people on the network this morning. These are the addresses that are handed out. It tells you the name of the device. Like here's my computer right there. You can make reservations, which is not set up yet. I didn't exclude, which would go to my pool. Well, I didn't do it exclude. So I need to actually do that. So why don't we do this? I am going to delete this scope. Let's do that. Delete. Let's see. Delete. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to go to add a new scope. Next. Name. Jedi Snood. Snood was an old game we used to play as kids, so So now here we go. We're going to do a 192.168.1.1. Remember, you can't use 0 because 0 would be a network address. All right, now we're going to do the ending IP, which is going to be 192.168.1.63. We can't use 64 because the address scheme ends at 64, which would be the broadcast. The new one will begin at 65, which will be the next network address. All right, so the mask is going to be a 192. All right, boom. Oh. Sorry, 62. We got, my bad. We can only go to 162. We can't use 163. 164 is going to be the network address. 165 is going to be the first address in the skewer. Use subnetting. But anyhow, sorry. So, but anyhow, 192.168.1.1 is the starting address. 192.168.1.62 will be the ending address. 63 is going to be your broadcast, and 192.168.1.0 will be your network address. 192, which is the 26 here, means it's a /26, which means if you're doing subnetting, if you don't understand that, you should probably watch some videos. But it's going to be a 192 subnet mask 255.255.192. So next. All right, we want to exclude 192.168.1.1 to 192.168.1.13. Let's add that exclusion. So the exclusion here is important. So if you have network addresses or network printers, addresses on your network that are static, these are not going to get handed out. So very, very, very important. So we're hitting next. This is the duration of the lease. The duration of the lease is by default 8 days. After 8 days, if the computer's been on, it'll have to renew its IP address from the DHCP server. Next, I will configure my options. Yes. So this is going to be the default gateway. So we're going to do 192.168.1.2. We will add that. Next. I don't like these. I remove those. I like to run. This is DNS. So this is going to be a DNS server that you're going to go out to resolve your website from like www.frank.com. It'll say, well, the IP address is 75. This is resolver. If you don't understand DNS, watch video. Next. No. This screen I don't even mess with. Next. Do you want to activate scope? Next. Finish. Now it's going to activate the scope. So let's wait. It's not responding, and let's wait until it pops here. Give it a second. It's super fast. It'll eventually pop. All right. So yeah, it's that simple. The biggest thing you gotta watch out for when you're running these is make sure you don't have any other DNS servers running on your computer or on your network, because it'll cause havoc. So let's see what this thing does. It's thinking. It's taking a minute here. So, oh, there it goes. So there we go. Jedi Snood. That's the name of our scope. The pool. There's our exclusions. There are currently no addresses that are released, but I do have a phone, so let's see if we can get it to pop here. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go into my settings on my phone. Let's disable Wi-Fi and read Wi-Fi. All right, let's see what happens. So now it's going to get an address from the DHCP server. Boom. Let's see if it updates. Still hasn't popped. Interesting. Let's give it a second. It must take a minute to populate. Well, while we're waiting on that to see what happens there, let's get out of here. We're going to go into PuTTY. So I'm SSHing into my router 192.168.1.2. Yes, this is logging in here on PuTTY. Oh, it's going to give me an error. I must have. All right. There we go. I have Leo stay out because I need him to stay out of the router. So, all right. So I'm going to do a show IP interface BRI. That's going to give me just a brief overview of what I got on this router. What you're going to see is Gigabyte. This right here. This is where we installed that subnet or DHCP scope. So what we would want to do is go into configuration mode, and then we're going to go INT, which we're going to get into the interface. All right, interface gigabyte 0/0.1. Okay, the .1 is a virtual interface basically. It's for basically routing between VLAN and so on and so forth. It's going to be something for my lab. Maybe I'll do a video on that too. All right, so now we're in the sub interface, so that's what they actually call it, the sub interface, but it's basically a virtual interface. All right, so now we're going to want to do redirect. So let's see if we can use the question mark to help give us a hand here. So we're going to do IP helper, and we tab address. Now the server is going to be 192.168.1.9. Okay, I already have this set up. I do not need to hit enter. It's already going to work. But if I didn't want, say I hit this and I want to get rid of it, you just do no. No helper would get rid of that. Okay, that's simple. But that's all DHCP really is on a Cisco router. It's pretty easy. So, but anyhow, maybe I'll do some other videos on some Cisco stuff. That'd be kind of interesting. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go back to that server. Let's see if we see anything. Let's see if we see anything populating yet. Nothing yet. Must be renewing. So, let's see. About that. All right. So that. Let's see here. Disable. Enable. Let's see what happens. And there you go. See, it got an IP right there. Pulled. Instantly got an IP. We're good to go. Internet access. I don't know why it's not showing up on the server. That's kind of interesting. Let's go back to the server. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, it must have a population time or something for that to happen. Or maybe reload the server. So, server policies. There you go. Just try this. Just for my own insanity here. Alright. Server. Let's go search. I need to put this on my taskbar for sure. Server. Oh, it's already on the taskbar. So let's go there. DHCP. Let's see what happens. Let's load. Maybe it's just because that old configuration. Let's let it sit for a minute and see what happens. It's thinking. It's super fast Xeon stuff. So let's see what happens here. It thinks it can. It thinks it can. It thinks it can. It'll eventually pop. But I apologize for the long video, but I want to make sure that I can show you guys how that populates. It should be populating. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Oh. There we go. See, you had to reload in, and it would show you the leases. So here's what it's handed out so far. So pretty simple. Pretty interesting though, huh? So anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. I'll be probably doing a couple more videos on some Cisco stuff and all that. So you guys make it a great day. See ya.